Let's begin with a drum set. Listen for an explosive live sound. The snare should be crisp and the cymbals should ring.
I admire you when my living has a limit of desire to keep it going. I'm just knowing that my time with you makes a difference. I'm feeling when I vibe with you. They can't divide us two. We got a bond like 007, right? Even on Devil's Night, you show me what the heavens like. Go ahead and spread your light, though I can barely see. I know you're there with me, my personal therapy. Some days I wish I was more like you. Your certainty, your attitude. Keep doing what you're doing, I ain't mad at you. I'm just wishing that I had that too. Some days I wish I was more like you. Your certainty, your attitude. Keep doing what you're doing, I ain't mad at you. Just to know you, I'm glad I do. I want you to view yourself the way you see me. When you're feeling alone, I'll be a sanctuary, yeah. I want you to view yourself the way you see me. When you're feeling alone, I'll be a sanctuary. You inspire me, look at you crazy when you tell me you admire me. Not an example for anybody to try to be. We'll call you bluff, but I know you wouldn't lie to me. Just a surprise to me, we got a bond tight, no one can come between. I have respect for you, you have your love for me, and that's enough for me. All I need to get by, let me be the method to your Mary J. Blige. So many times I felt defeated, you always know the right thing to say for when I need it. I wanna do the same thing for you to keep it even. You can call me anytime, you don't ever need a reason. I'm right here with you, never could forget you. All the things that we've been through, everything we went through, hey, none of it was simple, but I'm right here with you. Some days I wish I was more like you. Your certainty, your attitude. Keep doing what you're doing, I ain't mad at you. I'm just wishing that I had that too. Some days I wish I was more like you. Your certainty, your attitude. Keep doing what you're doing, I ain't mad at you. Just to know you, I'm glad I do. I want you to view yourself the way you see me. When you're feeling alone, I'll be a sanctuary, yeah. I want you to view yourself the way you see me. When you're feeling alone, I'll be a sanctuary.
Rise and shine. Pour yourself a cup of coffee and tune in to Good Morning Aurora. News, weather, and really cool interviews. Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 a.m.
Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. The time is now 8. Oh, no, it's 7:59. Damn, we early. That's right. That's right. But if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. Good morning, everybody. You're listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. Can you feel it? Do you feel inspired? We hope you do. As you know, those claps aren't just for us. They're for all of you fantastic listeners, all of our subscribers, all of our supporters, and all of our friends of the show. We have a great guest today. We have a businesswoman. We have a leader. We have a... What else are you besides cool with your honey oat latte? Is that the hazel oat latte?
That's right. Yeah.
Damn. We have a fancy person too.
Those are some good words. I think I said froofy when I ordered it, but it's like I'm gonna be a little extra this morning. No, good morning. Thanks so much for having me on today, Curtis. I'm really excited to be with you.
We have Jessie Linder Gallo of the Aurora Chamber of Commerce.
I love it.
How's things?
They are great. I can feel the energy. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we got some things to talk about. We'll talk about the chamber. We'll talk about some of the other initiatives and priorities that you've done and have coming. Before those who are unfamiliar with you, just introduce yourself briefly and let us know where you're from.
Absolutely. So like Curtis said, I'm Jessie Linder Gallo. I'm the president and CEO of the Aurora Regional Chamber of Commerce. I am so excited to have been in Aurora, be serving this community. I lead the Chamber of Commerce here. I'm originally from Central Illinois, though, so a little bit of a transplant to the Aurora community. Okay, moved up here with my husband in September, October of 2019. So fall of 19, we were talking this morning, as Monica and I were coveted, we got 5 months of pre-pandemic Aurora
Nice.
before all this started, which we made the best of it before all of this happened. But we've really enjoyed getting to be up here and living in the Aurora area. There is so much to do up here, so we've really had a great time with it. But I have the honor of leading our Chamber of Commerce here in the Greater Aurora region. So we are a business association that serves businesses throughout the 4 counties and really the Aurora region in general. So we have about 600 businesses that we represent as part of the Chamber of Commerce. And I always say that really one of my favorite parts about the businesses in our association is that they represent every part of business that you can think of in this region. We've got solopreneurs getting started in their living room. We've got mid-sized businesses all the way up to some of our largest manufacturing and logistics facilities here in Aurora. And they're every industry across the spectrum. So manufacturing and logistics is a great example. Healthcare, retail, hospitality. Right. So truly a huge diversity of business owners, types, industries, which makes our job a lot of fun because we get to interact with all of those great folks running the businesses in Aurora.
President and CEO. Okay, good. Yeah. Now, how long has the chamber been around?
We are really old, so we look really young, I know.
Right.
But our chamber was
Cocoa butter.
That's right. We were founded in 1906, so over 115 years old.
Wow.
So a lot of history in the Aurora region.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, now we have some specific things that we're going to talk about, but before we get into that, I wanted to mention to our guests and our listeners that last week, Officer Brian Shields of the Aurora Police Department unfortunately passed away. His funeral is today in Oswego. Officer Shields was he worked for the Beacon as a newspaper reporter from 1999 to 2002, or excuse me, for 13 years, and he covered the police beat from 1999 to 2002. Wow. And Good Morning Aurora will observe a brief moment of silence for Officer Shields right now. All right, time is 8:04. So let's talk about community currency.
Yeah.
What is it? It sounds self-explanatory, but it also sounds brand new.
It is brand new. You're spot on. So community currency is a new program that we are super excited about, that we launched in the fall of last year. So it is a local gift certificate program. So community currency are gift certificates that individuals can purchase and gift to anyone they like, and they can be used at any participating location. So it's really a way to kind of gift local is what we were trying to put together. So they're great for like employee incentives, teacher gifts as we come up here in the spring. We had a lot of businesses using them for holiday gifts for employees or for coworkers. So they're great because you can take one gift certificate and go get an oil change. You can go get a cup of coffee, get a beer, go get your acupuncture done.
Nice.
You can go see a show at the Paramount. There's so many different things. So there are 24 different businesses at this point that you can use your community currency gift certificate at, and growing all the time. So adding
it's
more
already
as we go.
launched?
It's already launched.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you go to aurorachamber.com right now and click on Shop Local, there's a big banner on the homepage as well. You can purchase them right from our website. So they're digital, which is very convenient in the world we live in today. So you can decide, if I want to send you one, Curtis, I can go on there and I can either put in your email and it'll email the gift certificate directly to you with a note from me, or I can print it out and I can bring it to you, whatever I prefer.
Very cool.
To do. Yeah.
Very cool.
They're really awesome, and we really wanted to continue to encourage people shopping local and as we move forward, and really give people a way to, it's so hard sometimes to know what to get people, and not every business has their own gift certificate. That's the other thing. So if you're trying to figure out what to give a colleague or what to give a teacher or a friend even sometimes, it's hard to know, well, do they want their oil change? Do they want to go see a show? I don't know.
Reminds me of my grandma. I don't know what you wanted, so I'll just give you $100.
There we go.
Yeah.
So
at age 9, you're rich.
Currency.
Like, oh God.
That's right.
Buy all the Legos I want. All right.
They make a great gift. And the nice thing is too, then it's a little, I would say, better than the $100 or the Visa gift card for the community, because then you know that person isn't going to fly to California and use that money there, right? You know you're supporting a local business with that gift, which is one nice.
Josie Mendoza Geller, good morning. Aisha Saxon, good morning. And Cruz Ocho, good morning to you as well, dear friend. The time is 8:07. So when did it launch? How long have we had community?
So it started in the fall, so it's still very new. This was the first holiday season that community currency has existed. And we've definitely seen the purchases coming through the website, so I'm sure they were in some stockings over the holidays, and I'm ready to see those start to get out in the community. I know our businesses those 24 merchants are ready and waiting to receive them. So if you have one in your pocket right now, go spend it.
Yeah, get them, put it back in our shared economy.
That's right, absolutely.
So when it comes to the chamber, how does a business go about becoming a part of, well, the chamber exists for individuals and businesses, is that correct?
Yeah, so really for anybody who's doing business or in business. So memberships to the chamber are their business memberships.
Okay.
But if you are, like I said, a solopreneur, if you're in business for yourself, absolutely, there's still a membership available.
Right.
So we can even back up here a little, do a little Chamber 101.
Oh, we can do that.
If that's helpful for folks.
Educate y'all. Y'all get ready. Hey.
Here we go. We should
get your pens and paper out.
Should have brought a soapbox for me.
Kylie Noor, good morning.
So the chamber, really, our mission as an organization, so we are a private, not-for-profit corporation.
All right.
So our chamber is independent, and much like other nonprofits in the community, we exist to serve a mission. So we're not serving a set of shareholders or a group of businesses at the end of the day who own us. We're not owned by a government or anyone else. So really, we are a private entity working to serve the mission of being a catalyst for business success.
Okay.
And that looks different in different years. It's definitely looked a little different in the past couple of years than it did pre-2020, but really we work to help businesses be their strongest. And we have a pretty strong belief that when businesses are their strongest, our community is stronger.
Right.
Everybody thrives then. There's really, the chamber there's no definition for a chamber, which I don't know who I've got to lobby for that, but someone needs to write a set definition. But we've kind of pulled from several organizations that we look up to and trust to kind of put together our definition. We say it's really a voluntary group of citizens who are working together on a greater economic development plan for a community and a region. So we really work for the civic, economic, and social well-being of the community.
Yeah, even though there's no Webster's dictionary definition of a chamber, every city has one.
That's right. All over. There's over 7,000 chambers in the United States. So we are really all over the country.
Right. The business I had before COVID came, we had been approached by a chamber. We were considering getting into it, what the chamber can do for you. I was able to go to a couple of those early. This is way back, though, before your time. Some of the networking things that chambers do. Are those still going on?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
They look a little different. So we've had some virtual opportunities. We're starting to have some in person again.
Okay.
But network building is certainly one of the reasons that people join a chamber.
Right.
Really trying to connect with customers, connect with other suppliers. So we have several different programs that we run that can help with that. So one example is our leads groups, which have been really popular because I really think people are looking for more targeted networking these days. Many of us don't have as much time or even as much comfort to go to happy hours all the time. So networking and network building looks a little different. But our leads groups are a really curated group where a professional can join, and there is only one person representing each industry in the group. So they're smaller, and you really do pass leads within your leads group. So we've got a new team launching actually this month. So we have our teams are all named after streets in the city, and they have some fun with that. So they'll meet at different businesses on that street. So we have Team Broadway right now that exists, and they've been to like Cottonseed Creative Exchange. They've been to a few places downtown, and now we have Team Eola that's going to be launching, and they'll be meeting at Java Plus later this month. So going to some businesses over on the east side. They're not geography specific. It's really whatever team is going to fit you best.
Sure.
But it's a great opportunity to receive leads yourself and to help pass leads to other businesses. So that's one way. We've also had some, throughout the pandemic, we've done some virtual networking events, actually regionally with other chambers. So we've helped connect business folks to people in Naperville, Oak Brook, Tri-Cities, all around the area. And we've continued doing opportunities like that and starting to get back into now some in-person as well.
Yeah, I went to this was years ago, though. I used to work at Edward Hospital, and I got invited to like some Oak Brook chamber thing. It was early in the morning with breakfast. Oh, my goodness. They had waffles with the chopped up strawberries, but with the glaze. Oh. And they get caught inside the crevices of the the waffle.
You have to give me an invite to that.
Man, trying to go back. Like, y'all need a brother for anything?
To the waffles.
Okay, so now here's the next thing. Workforce development. Okay. Chosen for equitable credential attainment cohort and grant from the Lumina Foundation.
Yes.
Now, is that a personal accreditation, or is that part of the chamber?
That's for the organization.
Okay.
So this is we're getting a little bit of early news actually. So we're going to be which is exciting. Yeah. So you
y'all
hear
know how
it
we do.
First.
Hit that. Yes. we got audio for that.
That's awesome.
Come on.
So we're going to be putting out a press release this week. So we're getting it here early.
Okay.
But we're really excited. So the Lumina Foundation is a national foundation, and they partnered with the Association of Chamber of Commerce Executives and the American Association of Community Colleges to put together a cohort for 7 total cities, I believe. I think we might be the 8th. It's 7 total. So 6 besides us, cities across the U.S. And we received a grant that is really for us to form a partnership. So it is going to be for our kind of Team Aurora to be working on increasing credential attainment by minority adults in our community.
Increasing credential attainment.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that sounds really fancy. That could look like a lot of things. So that might be for your college degree. That might be a 2-year college degree. That might be a certification or a certificate. So it might be more of a trade certificate. It might be many different things. So we'll be looking at really helping address barriers to adult learners continuing their education. and really furthering their career and having maybe a longer term career path. So a lot of people who are maybe working a job and want to be in something more long term or moving to something with benefits and really helping to elevate their family. So we're going to be helping to get adults into those programs in the city, which is going to be really exciting.
If you're just tuning in, it's 8:14 a.m. You are listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast, and we have Jessie Linder Gallo with us on the show, representing the Aurora Regional Chamber of Commerce, president and CEO. Where is the chamber located?
So we are downtown Aurora. We're just a few blocks from you guys here. So right on Galena, on the river. So that big parking structure that is downtown, we are actually kind of below the parking deck on the river. Yeah, 43 West Galena. 43
West Galena. All right.
Yes.
And the website is aurorachamber.com.
aurorachamber.com.
Okay.
Yes, nice and easy to find us.
Monica, take us to a commercial. Let us have a couple of local news topics so the folks can be entertained and informed.
Cool beans. Good morning. Here are your local headlines. Real news, real people, real stories, 100% Aurora. Don't forget to please subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date on all of our content. There you can also watch all of our interviews and receive notifications when we go live. February 11th, there will be a live salsa dancing taking place at Java Plus. A great band called Impacto Boricua will be playing. There will be a special menu, and the fun begins at 6:30 p.m. Java Plus is located at 1677 Montgomery Road. Have a great date night and let them know you heard about it on Good Morning Aurora. Monday the 24th of January from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., State Representative Barbara Hernandez will hold the first virtual social justice meeting of 2022. This will take place from 5 to 6, and registration is required. The guest organization will be Illinois Aging Together, a statewide movement for aging equity. And I'll be sharing the registration link in our chat. The Aurora Sunrise Rotary Club is hosting their 19th annual Wine and Chocolate Extravaganza at Stonebridge Country Club on February 5th, 2022. This will be a great event hosted by an organization that does much for our world and community. For more information or to purchase tickets, I'll be sharing that link with you all in our chat.
A country?
No, maybe. But then it was like, I read the 2022 and I was like, wait, what?
It's happening to me every day.
For real. All right, it's 8:17. One last thing before we get back to our friend Jessie here. As you guys know, breaking news, news that broke yesterday, our fantastic mayor, Richard Irvin, entered the race for Republican governor of the state of Illinois. So now the race has, I believe, 3 candidates. Our incumbent Governor J.B. Pritzker, Darren Bailey from downstate Illinois, and Richard Irvin. I think those are the 3. Good luck to all the candidates. The primary is in November. Is that not
summer.
correct? Is it? Let me see here. I was reading it just this morning. Well, get out there and vote. That's what you got to do. Just make sure you do that. We ain't got time for all that. The time is now 8:18. Okay. I mean, I'll post a link later on so you can read it yourself.
Watch the comments. Yeah, there you go.
All right. So, also in the realm of workforce development is the job board at aurorachamber.com. I thought you guys always had a job board.
We have, yep.
Okay.
So our job board has always been something we've had at the chamber, but we've definitely bulked it up in the last year or so. So just want to make sure people are aware of it. You know, we, like all of us, it seems to be not only the conversation in the business world, but around dinner table as well. But hiring is tough right now, and businesses are certainly working hard and fighting the challenge of finding good employees. So one of the tools that we have is that job board. So at aurorachamber.com, members can go on there and post for free. There is a small cost if your business isn't currently a member of the chamber. That's also something we can talk about if it makes more sense to be a member than to pay for the job postings, but whatever makes the most sense for you. And they can go on there. It's a searchable job board. So for anybody watching who is looking for a job as well, you can go on there, search different postings, search keywords. You can look at what's full-time, what's remote, what's part-time, lots of opportunities. So definitely take a look at that.
Ladies, if your boyfriend playing Madden all day,
this is the link to
and
send.
all that. Hey, so you know what they say on Good Morning Aurora? Get you a job. You know, Hey, if you got hoop dreams, but you got to pay rent now. ComEd, something,
can work both.
Anything, right? Do both. Get you a hybrid
there's
position.
Room for dreams, right?
Too much fun in the morning time. So real quick, how does the process of membership work? What's step one?
Yeah, so if a business is interested in joining the chamber, reaching out to the chamber is a really easy first step.
Okay.
So you can call, email, message us on LinkedIn or Facebook, and we would love to talk with any business and kind of figure out what their goals are, how we can be helping you reach those goals. If you're ready to go, you've got all the info. So AuroraChamber.com has tons of information on membership benefits, different programs that we're offering through the chamber, and you can join right online. So it's a digital application. You can pay your membership online, and you're off to the races.
Okay, very good, very good.
Make it easy.
All right, leadership training now. The new Emerging Leader Institute begins next month on the 18th.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we have offered leadership programs through the chamber for many, many years. We actually just graduated our 42nd Leadership Academy in November, so right before Thanksgiving. So that program has been a flagship program at the chamber for 42 years, a really long time. And that program, if you talk, there's over 800 graduates of Leadership Academy in the region, and they are all over the community. Our former police chief, Zeman, was a graduate of Leadership Academy. Our current hospital CEO, John Dietrich, is a graduate of Leadership Academy. They're all over the community. So that program is really meant to help leaders get more connected to the region and really take your leadership from maybe inside the building you're leading within to outside and beyond. So it's really meant to help your company get more engaged in the Aurora region and help you elevate the leadership that you're offering. Really focuses a lot on servant leadership, so really taking it to the next level. But we found in talking to businesses, there was kind of a gap. Like a lot of people hear Leadership Academy and think of young leaders or really getting started in leadership. So we decided, since that was something we were getting asked about and a lot of companies were looking for that, it was time to offer it.
Right.
So this will be our first year of a program called Emerging Leader Institute. So that is a program that you're referencing that starts February 18th. It's an 8-week program. It's going to be really kind of classroom-based, but very interactive. So Dr. Bill Marzano is a retired Wabanzi Community College administrator and professor. He's also taught at Aurora University and really an expert on leadership. He's going to be teaching this course for us. So
Bill Marzano.
Yes. So we'll be bringing in different HR professionals from around the community to interact.
I think that brother be checking out the website. Okay, you know what now? Because I remember the names.
That's right. They
names, and last names.
Yeah.
But then, don't mind me. Yeah, go back to what we're talking about. So anyway, February 18th, Dr. Bill Marzano. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, so for anybody who is maybe a little earlier in their career, if you are supervising people or managing a business, think of those like super workers in your business who you want to see elevated to a supervisor or kind of to that next tier of leadership. If you're maybe an early career professional and you're thinking about wanting to grow in your profession and maybe wanting some more tools in your toolkit, this is going to be a great way to learn some leadership skills, really gather more of those soft skills, and also learn some supervisory and some HR techniques, which are hard. We all need that. So it'll be a good course to take. It's also, we're partnering with Wabanzi Community College to put it on. So it'll be hosted here at their downtown campus in Aurora. and they'll be at the end of it, you'll receive a certificate from the chamber and Wabanzi that you can take back to your employer or take to a future employer to show, hey, I've invested in myself, or thank you for investing in me. Here's the skills that I've gotten from this.
How much is this course?
It is $395 for
Okay.
members, or $595 if your business isn't a member. Again, it's a conversation we can have to figure out which makes more sense for your business.
Okay. Well, it would seem that being a member would make more sense overall, not even just in the discrepancy in price.
You said it, not me.
Hey, you know.
Neutral third party.
Y'all can tune. That's right. Those are my words. But y'all can tune in. You know, we give. That's how we do on this show, because our people are like-minded. They know that.
Right.
They know that we only want the best for them and for ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what it's all about.
And that's part of what chamber membership gets
Right.
you to, right? So we're trying to, not only are you're absolutely gonna get steep discounts like that for chamber programs,
Right.
but as part of the chamber, we're constantly trying to drive cost savings for business. So we've built in programs that, as a member, you can access discounts on different softwares or different programs. You may even be able to take part in we have a group health insurance plan that groups together employers. So if you're a smaller business struggling maybe to find a plan that's affordable, so there's ways to bring your costs down with that membership.
The time is now 8:25 a.m. You are listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. Our guest today is President and CEO of the Aurora Regional Chamber of Commerce, Jessie Linder Gallo. How'd you get the job at the chamber?
They found me on the street. No, just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, it happens like that sometimes. Like, you want a job? Like, yeah.
You go.
Right.
No, so I was leading a chamber in Western Illinois before coming up here to Aurora.
Okay.
So I was the executive director of the Galesburg Area Chamber of Commerce. So if you're not up on your Illinois geography, Galesburg is on I-74, directly between the Quad Cities and Peoria. So centrally located in Western Illinois there. And I'd been with that chamber for a few years when the posting came up for the Aurora Chamber.
Okay.
I applied and interviewed and ended up coming up here.
Nice.
My journey to the chamber world was not direct, as I don't think anyone's is. I don't think anyone, is an 8th grader in school going, you know what I want to do? I'm going to lead a chamber of commerce. Maybe they are. If that's your kid,
yeah, shout out to all the kids
go
who want to.
for it.
Yeah, that's what you want to do.
But I started actually in tourism development and hospitality. So I worked for Hilton.
It's not the furthest away.
Not the furthest away,
but
no.
Those are two different streets.
Yes, and the tourism development was really what kind of brought me to the chamber. So
Okay.
I caught the bug. I was volunteering abroad. I spent several months living in Panama in Central America, and was working with a program called Global Brigades with business development. We were really helping social entrepreneurs and tourism businesses try and grow their businesses and expand the good work they were doing in the country of Panama. And I just couldn't get enough of it. So I came back and I was like, how can I do this? How can I do this stateside?
You left Panama for America?
It was a hard plane to get on,
God.
I gotta tell ya. Still go back.
Yeah.
But I did come home. You're welcome, Mom.
I've been to Cologne. It was
An awesome area.
It was certainly sprinkled by the heavens.
Yes.
So you left Panama, came here and everything. But what did you learn, or rather, did you learn anything from your time overseas doing what you did that has or continues to benefit you now, what you're doing?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a little bit of Spanish, which I use frequently.
That never hurt nobody.
Nope, absolutely. But it was so interesting to see one of the challenges that they were facing in Panama, I think, is one that we face in countries all over the world, was trying to figure out how to disperse the money that was coming in from outside, right? So tourism dollars were coming in and they weren't leaving this tiny little bubble outside of Panama City. So we were trying to figure out, how do we really create experiences where tourists can keep going and spend those local dollars? So it really enforced in me how important local spending is. When you spend money with a local family or a local business owner, that's staying in your community.
Right.
So we're tying back to community currency here a little bit inadvertently, but that's really important versus when you spend money at, a multinational conglomerate that money is being shipped somewhere else. So spending money in your community is so important. And those businesses, they're paying people where you live.
Yep.
They're paying taxes where you live. They're spending money with other businesses where you live. And that was what the ripple effect we were trying to create in Panama. And it's one that we talk about here all the time as well. So
yeah, I went to Panama in the Navy, and they got Bennigan's in Panama. Like, I saw Bennigan's, they had McDonald's, and guys want to go eat. Let's go to Bennigan's.
You know what else they have there?
We in Panama. Who wants to go to? We could go to Bennigan's in America. We ain't going to no Bennigan's. We're going to go to a place where we can't understand the language.
Right.
Going to wherever it looks. That's where we're going. What were we gonna say though?
They also have Kentucky Fried Chicken.
They do, yeah.
Delivered by motorcycle, by the way.
Yeah, which is still pretty. That. Like, you like, all right, that's kind of, it's kind of gritty.
I didn't order it. Stuck to the local food.
Yeah, no, but seriously, I mean, for their benefit, but also and I'm just speaking to myself as, being there on a kind of touristic fashion.
Yeah.
No, you want to, the people who we're going to see, who are the moms and pops who have this restaurant wherever, they will benefit far more from all 8 of us having a good time in here than Bennigan's or McDonald's, Yeah.
And there's so many, and I think that carries locally too. And even when you spend money locally, even if you do go to a McDonald's right here in Aurora, there's a local family that owns those McDonald's and is employing people and paying for people to go to school here in Aurora.
Right.
And so just really bringing that spending home is so important. And it's important here as much as it is there. So definitely a story that's continued for me.
Yeah. All right, we're going to get back to some more questions. Monica, it's 8:30 a.m. If you could you please take me to a commercial, because I have some important news to deliver to the folks, and I want to give this to them with zeal. The word of the day is zeal. Monica, if you would be so kind. Thank you very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen up. This is good news. Spring programming has been announced by our friends of the Alive Center here in Aurora. Teen-led, teen-driven. Dare to be Rare, the first and third Monday of every month. Begins February 7th, times from 5 to 6 p.m., grades 5 through 9. Change Makers, a service club, the second and fourth Wednesday of every month. Begins February 9th, times 4 to 5 p.m., grades 5 through 12. SFX Makeup Club, the first and third Wednesday of every month. That begins February 2nd. Times 4:30 to 5:30 p.m., grades 5 through 12. Now, let me read you about this one because this sounds really cool. Join as we venture into the world of special effects makeup. It's a fun club where teens get to express their creativity with materials like face paint, liquid latex, skin, silicone, prosthetics, and more. They're going to chop your arm off and build you a new one. No, that's not real. No. People ain't going to take their kids there. Like, they do amputations. No, they're not doing that. No experience is required and skill levels. All skill levels are welcome. Last but not least, this is cool. Theater Club. The first and third Friday of every month. That begins February 4th. Times are 5 to 6 p.m. Grades 5 through 12. All of these programs are free. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, the 27th of this month, next Thursday, there's going to be another 2 other great vaccine events going on by our friends of VNA Healthcare and the Neighbor Project. State Representative Stephanie Kifowit, Alderwoman Wani Garza, Shakita Hart Burns, Mayor Irvin. Well, they got to change this flyer now because he running for governor. Y'all gonna have to. Can you scratch that, DJ? Yeah, y'all got to change that title. Be like, hold on, take that off. Put the bing. Okay, Alderman Ed Bugg. Pastor George Rayford, Pastor Julian Spencer, and Kane County Commissioner Ron Ford, all sponsoring this great event. Get your COVID-19 vaccine shot or booster, and flu shots are free as well. Flu shots for age 4 and up, and everyone must be accompanied by a parent or legal guardian. New Community Baptist Church, 900 East New York Street. That'll be from 9 to 11 a.m. The second will be at Main Baptist Church, 814 East Galena, from noon to 2 p.m. If you cannot attend, visit vnahealth.com for additional hours and locations. The time is now 8:33 a.m. Okay. So now let's talk advocacy. Economic Pulse. What's that?
So our Economic Pulse event is one we host typically in February, so it's coming up here next month.
Okay.
And it is really an event where we bring in a speaker to hear kind of no economist will say that they will give you a prediction, but a little bit of maybe some data and information that can help you make your predictions for the coming year. So it's always really good information. Last year, we brought in a speaker who is with Indeed.com who talked a lot about the labor market and how that was impacting our economy. We haven't yet announced our speaker for this year, so stay tuned for that. I'm really excited to tell you all who it will be. But this year, we're going to be focusing on supply chain issues and how that's impacting the economy and what you can do about it in your business and some ideas to combat some of that. So it's always a really good event to get the information you need to kind of move forward for the year.
Okay, interesting.
Yes.
All right, and then the chamber is announcing, Chamber's All In for Economic Recovery platform with 50 chambers from across Illinois. Is that a state funded initiative, or is that a federal government initiative, or is it is it neither?
None of the above, really.
Okay.
So it is really a grassroots initiative.
Okay.
So during COVID, we formed this Chambers All In for Economic Recovery group, and it is chambers from across the state coming together. So there are about 8 regional chambers who sit on the working group. I sit on it for Aurora, and we've worked, it really came about during the pandemic, trying to advocate for businesses getting the tools and the help that they needed.
Right.
So there was so much information flying out so fast. And we were really trying to get the information flowing back to legislators to tell them, okay, here's what businesses need, here's what would be really helpful in our communities across Illinois. So we formed that in 2020 and have continued working together. It's been a really fruitful initiative. So we're continuing into this year as well.
Okay.
So there are over 50 chambers who have signed on and said, hey, we're all in. We are going to help advocate as well for businesses economic recovery and thriving in the year ahead. So on Thursday this week, we're going to be coming out with the platform for that. So we surveyed over 500 businesses in the state. We had a good portion of the businesses represented in Aurora on that to really find out what businesses we're still facing and figure out what we needed to advocate for. So we heard a lot of different topics in that. There's definitely still a lot of concern around liability issues due to COVID for businesses. It can be really scary operating a business when you don't know, nobody wants someone to get sick in their business, but you certainly don't want to be liable if it happens. So definitely some concerns around there, lots of employment challenges. We're going to be talking about economic development tools. There's a few tools kind of in the state's economic recovery toolbox that we're going to be advocating to get renewed this year. So we'll be talking lots over the next few months of Illinois session, Illinois general session in the legislature, telling our legislators what businesses really need.
Judge Renee Cruz, good morning, dear brother. Jennifer Ryan Mayton, a wonderful person who has great, wonderful youngsters named Matthew and Elizabeth Mayton who work at the venue. Shouts out to them and all of our friends. Oh, they sprinkle. You never know when you run into a GMA'er. Emily, good morning. And Josue, good morning to you as well, dear friend. How's that hazelnut oat latte? How's a latte?
It is so good. Shout out to Treadwell.
Shout out to TW. That's right. Yes.
Make your way down there if you haven't already.
Josue said, what's Bennigan's?
I'll let you educate.
Yeah, Bennigan's is I think it's an Irish theme or Irish inspired chain. Josue, they got a Bennigan's downtown Chicago on like Michigan Avenue. That's probably the best one I've ever been to. It's just a chain restaurant like Applebee's and everything like that. Bennigan's. We had one. I think there was one in Aurora at one point in time on 75th Street.
I'll trust you on that.
Yeah, Bennigan's. it's old school. Can't believe it's still around. Okay, so next we have some other great programs you guys have with the chamber. We talked about the leads, but let's talk about chamber health and wealth plans.
Yeah, so I was mentioning before, really one of the things we offer through the chamber is really trying to create cost savings for business. So I mentioned it briefly, but Certainly benefits can be a really difficult thing to purchase as a small business, especially, or small to mid-sized business. And it's really important right now with all the workforce challenges. We've got to bring our A game trying to attract talent to our companies. So the health plan and our wealth plan, so it's insurance and 401k, are really available to help businesses kind of pool together. So you're able to buy as if you're a much larger company than just one. So you're part of kind of a larger group of employers, and you're able to shop your health insurance and your 401k plan if a 401k is the option they're looking for.
Okay.
Through the chamber. Yeah, so definitely there's different cost savings through the chamber that we can offer, but that's been one that people have really been needing recently. So definitely one to take a look at.
What's the biggest impact that the pandemic had on chamber activities? Because I'm hearing many multifaceted things.
Yeah.
I'm hearing insurance. I'm also hearing jobs. I'm hearing economic recovery, but I'm also hearing the ability to perhaps disperse, funds and help and leadership institutes. So, what is the biggest impact?
There's a chamber leader that I really look up to, and I've heard her say many times, "So goes business, so goes the chamber." And I think that's so true. So whatever business is facing is really what the chamber is also facing, because we're a business ourselves as a nonprofit entity. But it's also then what we're trying to address. So the same stories you've been hearing for businesses the last couple of years is our story as well. So trying to pivot and take all of our staff remote overnight, certainly something we face, trying to take all of our events virtual and make things accessible for people, trying to make events safe. All things we've dealt with. We also had a lot of programs that required you to be physically in person a couple of years ago, and we've had to turn those on their head as well. So same story as many of the businesses, but one of those programs that has been really important for exporters in Aurora is our Certificate of Origin program. So for any business that is shipping goods externally, you're going to need a certificate of origin to show that those goods came from the United States. So that's really important for a business that's exporting. They need that document.
Yeah, because if you don't have it, federal prison.
You're stuck. You've got problems.
Yeah, you got problems.
Best case scenario, you're part of the supply chain issue because now your stuff is being held hostage. Right. So these certificates are really important, and you used to have to physically come to our office. I had to personally be sitting there to sign it and stamp it and seal it. So it's a very manual process. And when the pandemic hit, that obviously became very difficult for all parties involved. So we now offer an e-certificate of origin. So this is just one of the programs where we've really revamped it. So we brought in a partner with the American World Trade Chamber of Commerce. Okay. So now a business that needs an export document or even a certificate of free sale, if you're a smaller business, maybe shipping something abroad, they can go on their computer, put in all the paperwork, request it digitally, and within 24 hours, they'll have the certificate they can print out and off they go.
Okay.
So very cool. One of the pivots that we were able to do during the pandemic.
Very efficient too.
Yes. And now I don't have to be sitting there when you get there, because that's also very tricky.
Right. Erica, good morning. Anna Sierra, Anna's Custom Treats, good morning. Johnny Felix, good morning to you. Christine Walker and Ben Geller. Y'all like zeal. Yeah, you like that word. Use that.
Word.
Use that. Yeah, use zeal.
Add it to the dictionary with Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah, there you go. Right. Like, I want to sign up with zeal. Right. Get this man his membership. Okay, so the next thing that we have to talk about here are the awards won in the past year.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you guys won Chamber of the Year.
We did.
During the pandemic.
Yes. That was really cool. So in 2021, which I'm with Monica, I can't believe it's not 2021 anymore. So last year we were awarded the Illinois Chamber of the Year for 2020. And that was largely due to work that we did, to your past question, really pivoting during the pandemic. So we were really churning out information. Our members can attest. They were probably getting more emails from us than they wanted to. I'm sorry, and you're welcome. Really getting information about, grants, loans, where to apply for funding, what the newest regulations were or guidance was on COVID, what announcements were coming out of Springfield. So really churning out that information. We also did several surveys with businesses where we went out and put together the information. So we did 3 different reports. during 2020 on kind of the impact of COVID immediately, what the long-term changes COVID was causing were, and then certainly some advocacy surveys as well, figuring out what businesses needed. So a lot of that award really came from that big pivot that we all did in 2020. But that was really a cool honor to receive.
And then you've also received 2 personal awards as well, the 40 Under 40 for the National Chamber Association. That's all chambers in America?
It is.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Word up.
I'm getting warm as you say these.
Hey, turn the heat up. Hit it. Yeah. Ooh, that was. See?
That was great.
It was meant to happen. All right. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, thank you.
How did it feel getting that award?
That was a really humble distinction to receive, to make a list like that. So our National Chamber Association put that out in October, I believe. So that's just in the past few months here before the holidays. There are definitely some distinguished professionals on that list, I would say. So, yeah.
And then you received the IOM credential and this year recently.
Yeah,
what's IOM?
Like a week ago.
Oh, nice.
So it is.
Just a week ago.
There it is. So that is a nonprofit and association management certification program, really, through the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation. Okay. So it's a 4-year program, and it is just under 100 hours of course time that you have to be in to complete that. So we kind of joked that we were super seniors with my class finishing. So you typically go through with a cohort of individuals through the 4 years, and we should have finished in 2020. So we were a little late, but we got it. So just finished last week, which is very exciting.
Time is 8:45 a.m. You are listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast, and we have friend of the show, Jessie Linder Gallo, representing the Aurora Regional Chamber of Commerce with us. Monica, if you would be so kind, please take us to a commercial and give us 3 more joints. I know that we got a lot of news to get out there for people. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. We got a whole lot of people going to be like, where the news at, bruh? I need to know where to take my puppies.
Anyways. The Aurora African American Health Coalition has community health workers to help and partner with you. Health resources, arranging transportation, and being your advocate are just a few of the areas they can help you with. They are here to help residents in Kane and DuPage County thrive. You can email them at aurorahealthcoalition@gmail.com or give them a call at 331-385-0710. Shop local and show your love for small businesses during Aurora Downtown's Love Local Days from February 1st through February 14th. Find specials and enter raffles at participating businesses. Also, Art and Market Aurora begins more than a dozen local makers to a one-of-a-kind indoor market for 6 winter and spring dates. Visit the curated market from 9 a.m. to noon at Society 57, located at 100 South River Street, on the 2nd and 4th Saturdays from February 12th through the end of April. Shop market vendors and local artisans. Free to market. They got knives. Okay.
They sell knives, y'all.
Free to enter and open to the public. Advocate Sherman Hospital is hosting a blood drive Tuesday the 18th, today, from 10:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. This will take place at Lake Level Rooms, located at 425 North Randall Road in Elgin. Give something that means something. This is sponsored by the American Red Cross. To make an appointment, call 1-800-RED-CROSS.
And you can do that with zeal.
That's right.
See that? That's how you use it in a sentence, too. I'm going to call the Red Cross with zeal. I want to volunteer with zeal. But you know,
a word of the day around here.
Oh, we do. Every day.
There we go.
Every single day. We have a word of the day. All right. So now let's talk about what's taken. Oh, wow. Did they? Okay, the camera off. They didn't see that. That was strange. Pen just started jumping. So right now, at this moment, is the chamber open to the public? Are you guys remote working? What's the deal?
Yeah, so we are hybrid right now. So our offices are open by appointment.
Okay.
So the door isn't just open like normal because our staff is still hybrid. So they're in the office a couple days a week, at home a few days a week. So we're still kind of staggering people through the office. So if anybody wants to come in and see us, we would love to see them or to go to their place of business. That's always even more fun, I think, than coming to the chamber. So people can make an appointment.
Yeah, I've seen you guys out and about at some locations, but it doesn't seem like, because are you guys involved with the ribbon cuttings and everything that happens with the city?
Absolutely, we are. Yeah, so we do many ribbon cuttings in a year, some with the city, and the 3 chambers in Aurora really partner together to do those, and we bring in the city as well when we do them. So it's a really good collaboration throughout the year. But those are a great time. If anybody hasn't been to a ribbon cutting, getting to celebrate a business's success, there's nothing like it to be able to be out there. So we've got the giant scissors. It's just like you see in the movies.
Yeah, it is.
So it's really fun. We do those on Facebook Live. So if you can't make it in person, you can always catch them on our Facebook page as well. But they're open to the public, so come join the party.
And do yourself and the other 2 chambers do any kind of collaboration together?
Yeah, we do. So actually, one of our annual events that we come together for just happened in December. So it's the Quad County African American Chamber, the Aurora Regional Hispanic Chamber, and the Aurora Regional Chamber of Commerce. We had our annual holiday celebration, which is one of my favorite events of the year. So it's a great opportunity to network, meet lots of new people, and it's the holidays, so it's just fun. It's festive. This year we did something a little bit different. We were at Fox Valley Mall in their renovated Center Park area, and we had Tapville Social. One of our members did the beer service and drink service for that event. Brought in a great caterer. I heard you say one of the headlines was Impacto Boricua is playing later this week. They played at that event as well. They are super fun. So we were able to really bring people together and network, enjoy the holidays. And we, at that event, we always do something to kind of give back. So this year we did a raffle drawing for our nonprofit. So folks bought tickets to win a little gift basket that had local gift certificates, some good little holiday things in it, and then we drew the proceeds. So we were able to give the proceeds of that to Paramount Theater and to Light, Leaders in Transformational Education here in
Sandra Harrison.
Yes, so 2 great organizations that we were able to kind of give back to at the holidays.
Sandra Harrison, what up? Light. Shouts out to Light, Leaders in Transformational Education, located right down the street, well, around the corner from us, in the Aurora Business Center.
Yes, and of course Paramount Theater right down the street.
That's
well.
right.
Yeah.
That is right.
Yes.
Interesting.
Good shows coming up.
Growing up, what impact did your dad have in your life?
Oh my goodness. So that's actually a really good question to ask. So my dad is an entrepreneur, as is my mom, my grandma, my grandpa. So amazing people. If they're watching, hi Dad. But my parents really instilled in us hard work ethic and really getting out there. Even when you didn't want to, you get up, you work hard. And trying to find something that we're passionate about. They also really wanted us to be excited about what we were doing every day. And as it happened, what I'm doing now really feels serendipitous looking back, because I come from a whole family of entrepreneurs. So my dad has a car detail business. At one point, he and my mom both were in that together. At one point, it was also a car dealership. The business has evolved over the years. He just celebrated his 20, I'm going to get the number wrong, but a large number anniversary in his business, 20 something. We're heading towards 30. It might have been 30. A lot of years in business.
Right.
We're going to go with that. And my parents certainly have worked really hard, and we would get to be up at the shop with them and seeing what they were doing. And then my grandpa and my grandma are both entrepreneurs. So my grandma actually just sold her business to one of my aunts and still works in it every day. And I won't out her age online, but she is not young. And she has a license and title business. She owned a Hallmark store at one point. And my grandpa was just a serial entrepreneur. He was an inventor too. He still has several patents to his name. So he was constantly inventing something. He one of the businesses he started is still in existence today. It's now been sold a couple of times to different owners. But getting to see all of them work so hard to build something in the community has a huge impact.
Oh, yeah.
And getting to watch that. And, my grandpa, too, he really invested in people. And that's something I really pay attention to now, and something that we really try and do at the chamber as well is he was so passionate about not only building his business, but making sure that he could give back. So he invested in other people's companies and startups. He mentored so many other entrepreneurs. The people that he's employed, I still run into people say, I worked for your grandpa 40 years ago, and here's all the things that happened because of that.
Oh, wow.
My dad carried on that same legacy. So he has often, at times in his life, employed people that other people wouldn't employ, and been willing to walk with them and work with them through hard times in their lives. And, at the end of the day, he's going to say, get out there and work hard. But he's been so supportive of so many people.
Right. Yeah, because every job's not for everybody. So sometimes, maybe if it didn't work out at one place, maybe that could be the potential right fit.
Yeah.
I think people have to kind of grow in a position. Maybe there's never a perfect position.
For sure. Yeah, and I think too, there's, we all come on hard times in our lives, and not everybody makes perfect decisions all the time.
Right.
But those people we all still need to work and to feed our families. And with our workforce development programs at the chamber, we're able to do really some similar work. So we partner with the Kane County Sheriff's Office, who helps people get employment after coming out of the local justice system.
Rise Kit.
Yeah.
Was it the job board?
Yes.
Okay, word up.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. It's a great program. And in that, we were able to have conversations with employers too, to say, why aren't you hiring somebody who has a record? Okay, well, how can that, is there some wiggle room there? Maybe you're thinking of the worst case scenario. Maybe somebody just misstepped one time and they're still going to be a great employee. How can we still bring them into your business? Or think about just other types of employees that maybe people haven't thought about before.
Right.
So we get to do some really cool work in our workforce development programs through the chamber. We're really helping employers find new sources of employees and kind of do some matchmaking and really lift up everybody together.
Yeah, I worked in HR once upon a time, and I would do that. Like, I would hire people with, as long as it wasn't nothing egregious.
Right.
But if you got a 15-year-old felony DUI or whatever, like 15 years ago, you're applying to be a cashier at Best Buy.
Right. Yeah, and I'm no attorney, so I always tell people, you have to think through your own business, but that's exactly right. Like, if somebody has a super old DUI offense and they've never recommitted one, and they're not going to be driving for you,
right?
Maybe that's something to think about.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not like you're putting a guy with bank robbery in the bank,
Yeah, yes, that might be a different situation. Your attorney might advise otherwise.
So with all of the with what has taken place, well, let me start over, because this is kind of leaning into the conversation that we had before the microphone was on.
Yeah.
The city went here in Aurora, so we went from lockdown, I'll just tentatively call it, quarantine. We went from quarantining to the phases of reopening. We remember those, the mitigation periods and everything.
Right.
Then things came back to life. Now we see a small dip, right, where businesses are shutting down. We have the headline about some businesses doing their own thing in regards to mandating for vaccines or proof. And here we are in a brand new year. What's your, not that you have a crystal ball or prediction, but how are you feeling?
I wish I did.
In regards to what's happening and businesses? Are you optimistic? Is the thought process still cautious? What's your take?
I think the biggest takeaway from the last couple of years as businesses are concerned is that businesses, especially here locally, have shown they can get through it.
Yeah.
We're going to reinvent, we're going to figure it out, and we're going to keep people safe. That's the other thing. So it can be a little bit disenchanting to see the numbers right now and be thinking, I've had several conversations with people going, oh no, here we go again. And none of us have a crystal ball, so hopefully not. But I would say let's all do our part to be healthy, be safe, follow whatever rules are in place to get us through this. But I think the businesses in this area are going to do what they've done for the last couple of years. They're going to buckle down. They're going to reinvent. They're going to figure out how to make it work. And they've met the needs, right? Like, I loved watching, as this pandemic has gone on, how businesses have changed their operations. It is so cool to see 1-2-person retail shops offering curbside delivery and online ordering, and you can shop online at a lot of these local businesses that a couple years ago you couldn't.
Right.
So they've put in the work, and they're continuing to invest in that. We've had local grocery stores figure out how to stand up online ordering curbside pickup in a week.
Right.
That's a feat.
Yeah, it is.
To do that operationally, staffing wise. But they figured it out. So when I think about 2022, I think that's going to continue to be the case. I also think, I've seen you even on this show talk about there are some good nuggets that have come out of the last couple of years too. Mm-hmm. And so I think those are still present, and we're going to continue to build on those also. Okay. When I look around, I see the online piece is not going anywhere, and it's really caused some innovation. So whether that be being able to shop online locally, or being able to access businesses virtually, now you can. I got a letter from my accountant who's here in Aurora last week preparing for taxes, and it says right on it, you can come in, or here's 3 different ways you can do a Zoom meeting with your accountant.
Right.
How awesome is that?
Right. Right.
So I think those things are definitely going to continue, and we'll kind of ride the wave with them. And I would just say to fellow residents of Aurora and the Aurora area, let's just keep supporting. I think that's going to be the big theme this year. Is we all got out and we shopped local in 2020. We hit the gift card game hard, right? We did all kinds of great things. We did tons of curbside pickup. We just got to keep that momentum.
Right.
Keep thinking local, keep shopping local, keep spending money in your neighborhood is going to be the best way to pull us all through this.
That's right. And with that, you guys can send the digits on your credit card to us with the little part in the back, and we will make use of that. But here's the thing too. People are, I think now, right? Like, to use like a boxing reference, like the punch has already hit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Collectively, Aurora took that punch to the face. Now it's the recovery, right? Now it's making sure we don't get punched again.
Right.
It's being ready for the blows and absorbing them, but it's still being in the fight. And I think that even with the negativity that did happen, what's been gained is a lot of the business acumen, that business knowledge.
Yeah.
And I'd like to think that people are a lot more aware of what could happen.
I think that's spot on. And, if somebody is sitting in their business right now thinking, shoot, I don't know if I'm ready for that next wave, there's resources around you. And I think that is the biggest thing a business can do to weather the storm. Right? There's free resources all around you. So you can go, whether it's calling the chamber or calling another business organization in Aurora, we can get you connected to small business advisors, to mentors, to classes, to seminars, and really help you make sure that you are ready for whatever might come, whether that is huge growth or, needing to dodge another punch, to use your metaphor. Yep. It could look like anything, because, sometimes preparing for growth is equally as difficult as preparing to kind of weather that storm.
Right.
We saw businesses in Aurora during the pandemic go through that side of it, where people needed their services all at once so fast that they were having to double and triple in size instantaneously. So that's the other thing. Sometimes it's not only planning for the hard things, but planning to succeed, planning for if that big boom hits, or planning to work yourself up to that. That's definitely important. But the resources are here. We have so many great programs in Aurora. Use them. Use and abuse us. That's what I tell everybody.
The time is now 9:03 a.m. This is a great episode.
Thank you.
This was a great.
Thanks for having me on.
No
Curtis.
doubt, no
This
doubt,
was
no
fun.
doubt. This was good. This was good. So we hope that. Oh, I forgot. So the show ends on a positive note. What is your message of the day for our listeners and our people of Aurora?
I would say, I'm going to echo something I've said the whole time. I would say go out today and buy something local to make yourself feel good. I'm going to enjoy this cup of coffee.
That's right. That's right. Shop local and support local. We're big fans of that here on this show. We hope that you guys all have a blessed and positive and great day today. Buenos Dias Aurora returns tomorrow with another great episode, so be tuned in for that at 8 a.m. We will go live, and then we've got some more great stuff coming up for you guys. Stay tuned. Harry Beast Dog Parlor shouts out. Take care of yourself and each other. Yeah,